Good afternoon, children. Today we are going to learn our next poem, that is The Shed. Do you know what a shed is? A shed is a place which is actually roofed, and we keep it outside our house. It can be a cow shed, a tool shed, a wood shed. Okay, it's like a small room away from the main house for storing or keeping things like animals, tools, vehicles. Okay, let's recite the poem, read the poem. The speaker is a small child who is having a shed outside his house. There is a shed at the bottom of our garden with a spider's web hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. When I am in bed, I lie and I listen. I'll open that door one day. Now what the speaker said. There is a shed at the bottom of our garden. In the garden of poet, there is a shed. Spider's web. Spider's web is makdi ka jala. And the gate of that shed is webbed with spiders web. The hinges होते हैं जो डोर को कनेक्ट करते हैं. Hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. And rusty है, उनमें जंग लगा है. That's why whenever the wind blows, they creak. When I am in bed, and when the poet, the small child, he is lying in the bed, he listens to that creaky sound and determines, I'll open the door one day. The child will open that door one day. Means now he is afraid. Right now he is afraid, but in future, someday he will open that door and see what is inside that door. You can see in the picture that small house in the garden, that is a shed. There is a dusty old window around at the side. अब what does he see next? क्या दिखता है उसको? Dusty old window. He described the door. उसने door का description दे दिया कि door कैसा है. Door is rusty. Doors hinges are rusty. अब window कैसी है? There is a dusty old window. पुरानी सी dusty window है. With 3 cracked panes of glass, and glasses of that window, the glasses of that window, the panes of that window are cracked. 3 cracks लगे हुए हैं उसके शीशों पर. I often think there is someone staring at me. And when we are in the childhood, we feel like that somebody is staring at us. Somebody is underneath our bed. So these are some fears when we are in childhood. The poet is feeling the same fear, and he thinks in his mind that somebody from that window, from those cracks, watching him. Stare means होता है gauge खोना. Each time that I pass, and whenever the poet passes through that shed, he will peep that window one day. He again determines that I will peep. Peep means होता है झांकना. He will see inside the shed through that window. My brother says, now next, my brother says there is a ghost in the shed. And because this small child's brother doesn't want him to go into that shed, that's why he makes a story. He says there is a ghost यानी भूत. There is a ghost in the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards. Floor means फर्श. Rotten means, अब शेड है तो लकड़ी के बने हुए फ्लोर होंगे, लकड़ी के फ्लोर बोर्ड्स होंगे. तो दे आर रॉटन, दे सड़े हुए हैं, दे आर नॉट इन गुड कंडीशन. तो द घोस्ट लिव्स अंडर दैट फ्लोर. and if I ever dare to set foot inside, and if that small child, the poet, enters the shed, he will jump out, the ghost will come out and chop off and cut poet's head. If poet goes into the shed, the ghost will come out and chop and cut poet's head. But I will take a peek one day. But one day author will peep into that shed. Then poet thinks again and says, I know that there isn't really a ghost. There isn't really a ghost. There is no ghost. My brother tells lies. Tell lies means होता है speak, not speaking truth, झूठ बोलना. पोइट को पता है कि his brother is telling lie. Why he is telling lie? He is telling lie to keep the shed for his den. Poet's brother wants that shed for his own work. अपने काम के लिए चाहिए वो shed brother को. इसलिए he wants that the poet should stay away from that shed. There isn't anyone staring. There is no one in the shed. No one in the shed. No one is staring. No one is gazing at the poet and making strange noises. The strange noise comes out of that shed is of the wind. And the spider has been gone from his web. Now he himself says that spider has gone. Spider भी चली गई है. There is no noise coming. There is no one staring. There is no ghost. Since I don't know when, लेकिन फिर भी author doesn't know when. Author doesn't know the time. Author को नहीं, poet को नहीं पता when he will go into that shed, when he is planning to go into that shed. But one day means in some future day, in some near future, he will just take a tour to that shed. He will surely go to that shed. We will discuss about the questions and answers tomorrow in tomorrow's class, and I'll just wish you recite the poem again and again, listen to this video again and again, and try to grasp the words. If you have any difficulty with vocab or any meaning, you can post in the group. Your questions will be answered. Thank you very much.